This is a hard mode challenge with no contracts allowed. That means we have to earn all our money off the land that we own. Land is expensive, but now that we have the goats and have just bought a small sawmill, let's see how far that gets us to buying a new property. There's so many things we need to purchase for the farm. A new tractor, a baler, a roller. We should get a shed. Start working on getting a harvester and cultivation equipment. The list goes on. One thing we have purchased, though, is our beautiful new sawmill. We got it set to produce regular planks, long planks, and wood beams, because each one is treated a little different by the game. While we continue loading up with wood, I'll give you the short rundown. The wood beams and long planks are worth the most amount of money, but produce slower than the regular planks. For me, the difference isn't as much about the pay or the speed, it's the timing. There is some variation, but it doesn't matter too much when I sell the wood beams. They're at a pretty good price almost any time of the year. That gives me a product I can sell whenever I need to for extra money, which isn't true for things like the mushrooms and goat milk. The long planks do go up and down in price more, but it's also pretty good just about any time. The regular planks are the ones I have to watch the market on fairly closely. I can also sell the wood straight from the trees anytime too, so having these trees finally mature and getting the sawmill is going to be a great boost for the farm. Here in February, we'll scoop up the loose grass from between the trees and feed the extra to our goats. I might have said this before, but there's no use picking up more grass once we've produced the last full bale, because it's still a rental at this point. So any grass left for a partial bale just goes to waste when we return it to the store. So picking up this grass is a great use for the goats. Alright, the goats are all fed. Let's take the water tanker down to our favorite river and fetch some water. And we're here just in time to see one of the barges easing by. Nice. Okay, with the goats all taken care of, we have one more big job to do today. We'll drop off the front loader at our temporary storage area. We will be getting a shed soon, I promise. Get our weight attached to the front and head out to the store. What I'm doing is renting the tree planter again and planting some more trees. I started out this episode talking about trees and wood and all that. I just hope I'm not too late to start this planting. The area I'm going to use is this strip right here, just a little beyond where I've been wrapping the silage. It's not a very big area at all, and I want to plant another 40 trees. But what about tree choice? I had a good viewer comment to a video suggesting I use oak trees, which grow quickly and don't need a lot of heavy processing if using them to feed a sawmill. And they were 100% correct, which made this a little bit of a tough decision. Should I plant oaks this time or continue with the lodgepole pines? The oaks do mature faster in the game than the lodgepole pines and also produce a good amount of wood. However, the oaks don't grow nearly as fast as they did in FS22. In the prior game, they only needed 5 months to fully mature, and now it looks like they need 2 years. Unless there's some mammoth growth stage way out there somewhere, but it looks like 2 years is probably what it takes to get to that chunky growth. That's still, though, a good bit less than the 3 years and 4 months it takes for the lodgepole pines. In the end, I decided to stick with the lodgepole pines. I knew I'd be planting these very close in this limited space, and you can see I'm really cramming them in here. Unlike the pines that don't have side branches, the oaks do, and there was a fair probability that if they were this close, I'd cut one down and it would get hung up on the other trees, and I'd wind up with a big mess on my hands. Another reason was convenience and being able to quickly cut and sell trees as I needed as straight wood, which I plan to do. They're not all for the sawmill. I'm probably going to regret planting the last few down by the other pines, but I've already seriously overcrowded the little hill, so we'll just see. I'm hoping I didn't wait too long to plant the second round of trees, and the original stand of trees will last until the new ones mature, but only time will tell if we made a mistake. All I know is we got our first pallet of regular planks. Very nice. With all that activity in February, we'll move into March and check on the farm. We've got our first bundle of long planks with a pallet of wood beams and a second pallet of regular planks on the way. The sawmill is doing exactly what we need. While we've got a moment, let me show you what our sawmill looks like. The Wood-Mizer LT15. And this is what the portable version of this model looks like in real life. They even have the Made in USA sticker right on there. We took good care of everything in February, so we'll get into April, where we're gonna have a pretty busy month. The sawmill is doing great with several pallets building up to sell soon. And the goats! Another full pallet of milk, with another just started. I think we're going to see milk production start to kick up very soon. But it's time to put in some real work. It's raining, but we've got to get this grass cut. Alright, next step. We'll get our rented baler back to the farm and get our grass all rolled up into nice round bales. What I'm hoping for is for us to be able to buy the new field we want in July, which will cost over $45,000. It seems a little crazy saying that, but now that we have the sawmill and the goat milk production has started to get going, I think it might be possible. First things first though, we've got work to do on the field, getting the grass baled. It's still raining, if you can believe it. I looked at the forecast and they were calling for rain most of the day, so we just pushed on. But at least we're done with the baling and get to use our Anderson wrapper again. Raining or not, let's get wrapping. Okay. We had to do a quick round of repairs and fuel for the tractor, but we'll get that last bale pushed out and set the wrapper back off to the side. I really am going to get a shed. It's the second time I've mentioned it in this episode, but it's true. I'll do it as soon as I think we can without hurting the farm. Let's run down to the new field we plan to purchase and see what condition it's in. On the way, we'll pause a moment though to admire the swaying of our pine trees. They did a good job with the natural looking movement. The new field is currently owned by Ben and looks a little rough, but it's actually near perfect. It has peas growing in it. It has weeds, which is all we can see right here now, and needs plowing. Those are all things that should allow us to quickly turn that field around into something pristine and profitable, this year even. Right now though, as the rain continues to come down, we'll rent a roller and continue taking care of the field we already own, back at the farm. All right, This is the last bit of the rolling job. It's really a pretty fast thing to do, so we'll move on to the next chore, which is to give our goats some water. We'll just dip into the rainy and foggy river and get our little animals all topped up. Easy as that. We'll move forwards into May. We might be able to start selling some of our planks here in May, but let's see. Goat milk is way off the best price, so we'll leave that alone. Regular planks need a little more to go until June or July, though we could sell them now, it's not bad. The long planks have hit a peak. They're very good, and the wood beams are at their absolute best for the year. So we'll be selling the long planks and wood beams at least this month. Let's first grab another tree for the sawmill to keep it fed. I'm avoiding driving over the little saplings even though they have no collision. It just seems like the right thing to do. But it does make me wonder if the new trees will get in my way once they've grown up and I can't just carry the logs over them. I'm sure we'll work it out. It's not a big worry or anything. Okay, the sawmill is taken care of. Let's get on with a first for this series and FS25 and get some planks loaded and sold. It's not a tremendous amount of wood or anything, but it should bring in some decent money. $8,000. Not at all bad for just 3 pallets from the sawmill. And we've got some pallets of the short planks already waiting on us to sell next month in June. The sawmill is already making itself productive. We'll just leave the tractor and trailer here in the shade. And it does look really beautiful here, doesn't it? There's really nothing to do on the farm until June, which is another thing I want to fix. May could be a busy month if we were planting arable crops, but we're not there yet in this hard mode progression. Soon, but not yet. For now, we'll start a sunny day in June and take care of a few things. The goats have started on a 3rd pallet of milk. And by the looks of it, our baby goats are all grown up. You take your eyes off your children for even a moment, and the next thing you know, they have horns. There's been a lot of new things starting to happen lately on the farm. Our revenue sources and gameplay are starting to change. We're starting to sell planks and beams off the new sawmill. We planted a new grove of trees that'll hopefully be mature when the existing pines are exhausted. We started selling goat's milk, and our baby goats are all grown up and starting to really turn out pallet after pallet of delicious and profitable goat milk. And I can also see that buying our next field is right around the corner in the next episode. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you in the next one.